that is my life, and I'm sitting here looking at Dr. Schroeder. I don't know if you recognize me. I think you did, because I talk to you quite often. Dr. Schroeder was a wonderful person who got the privilege of telling us that my husband has frontotemporal dementia. And I don't know if you guys have heard in the media that that's the same dementia that Bruce Willis has. And I wanted to take just a few minutes here, hope I'm not talking too loud there, to help you guys to know what it was like for me and for Scott to receive a diagnosis of dementia in our lives, and what the Alzheimer's Association has done for us, for me, and what you, each of you who are sitting here, is doing for us. Scott couldn't be here tonight. He, though he does stay at home when I'm not there by himself, he can't handle crowds very well. It's too much stimulation for his brain. He just can't take it. And it would not be pretty. So he stayed home tonight, and that's what he opted to do. So never in a million years did Scott and I imagine that this is where we would be at today. We had just reached the good saving years, you know, those years that they say, okay, you can start saving because you don't have children at home anymore. They've gone to college, they're out of college, there's no college experience, they're fending for themselves for once. And guess what? You can start saving that extra money. So I sat down with my financial advisor. Thank you guys for being here tonight, by the way. And I said, we're ready. We are ready. We're going to start saving. You know, we can sock away my income, small as it was, but it would be enough to save well for us. Well, 2 weeks later, I'm sitting at my desk at work, and my mobile phone rings, and it's my primary care physician's office calling me, and nurse says, Kelly, this is nurse. Doctor wants to talk to you. I thought, well, this is odd, you know. Doctors don't usually call you personally, do they? I don't know about you guys, but mine never did until now. And fortunately, we had our HIPAA stuff in place, and he could talk to me about Scott because he asked me how's Scott doing. And I said, you know, doctor, he's doing fine. You know, he's a little depressed right now, but I think he's okay. And I'm waiting, because I'm thinking, why is he asking me this question? And he said, Kelly, Scott wrote me a letter. And he said, you know, I can't figure out what this letter says. I don't know. I don't understand it. He couldn't decipher what Scott was trying to say to him in this letter. And, you know, I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, first of all, he wrote another letter because he liked writing letters. And secondly, what in the world did he say, you know? And why, you know, I just could not fathom why I was getting this call. It just didn't hit me. And he said, Kelly, how is Scott? I said, he's fine. He's a little depressed. You know, he's okay. He said, Kelly, this is making me think of dementia. He used that big D word with me, and that D word was not what I wanted to hear at all. I didn't imagine it. I didn't know what to do. I was so shocked. Guys, my husband had come home every day from work, and it was every effort. I could see him come in that door. It was every effort that he had within himself to get from that front door to his recliner and lay back. Couldn't talk anymore. I just thought, he's tired. He's using all his energy while he's in his IT job at work. And he doesn't have any more go juice. Doesn't have any more gas when he gets home. He's got to rest. Well, the reason that was happening is because he had dementia and I didn't know it. He didn't know it. We didn't know it. This was a huge shock, and like I said, I did not know what to do. The doctor said, Kelly, why don't you come in and see me? Why don't you set an appointment, you guys come in and see me? I said, okay. So we went and saw him, and he sent us to our neurologist. Our neurologist sent us to the Dr. Schroeder. Amazing, Dr. Schroeder. Well, Dr. Schroeder did his testing, long testing. This took quite a while, and we had to come back and get our results from his tests. And he says, this is looking like frontotemporal dementia, FTD. Well, unlike Alzheimer's, the dementia starts in the front portion of the brain rather than the back portion. So Scott's memory is pretty good. It's getting there. The back, the Alzheimer's people, they are forgetful. They don't remember a lot. Am I correct about that? Okay. So my husband had all his memory, and he understood things, but he began to where he couldn't speak well. We had a hard time understanding him. He had a struggle talking, especially if he was tired. He couldn't speak well. The more tired he is, the harder it is, the more strained it is. His walking, his feet were shuffling, his mobility, his motor skills all began to deteriorate. Scott is, like I said, he's still at home. He's in the recliner most of the time. He loves his pets. And I don't know what we would do without them because I don't think he'd be here without his animals. And it's just, I thank God for that. But Dr. Shorter gave us our diagnosis. And I thought, what do I do? I don't know what to do. And I'm at work. I'm sitting there and I get a call from a client. And this client, her husband has Alzheimer's, and I knew that. And I said, Betty, my husband has dementia. She said, oh. I said, Betty, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know. And she said, here's what you're going to do. You are going to meet me Tuesday at 1 o'clock at the support group meeting that the Alzheimer's Association puts on. Well, first of all, I thought, well, he doesn't have Alzheimer's. I didn't understand the dementia. Alzheimer's is a dementia. And that Alzheimer's Association is not just for Alzheimer's, it is for every dementia that there is. And the most popular dementia, for lack of a better word, is Alzheimer's. So I went to this support group, and I walk in, and there's all these people that are much older than me. Sorry, Al. Al was in my support group. Sorry. But seriously, I was a lot younger. Scott was 52 years old when we found out that he had dementia. 52 years old, in the good saving years. Those years didn't come for us. Every bit of our savings that we had, every bit of our savings that we had planned has gone to medical expenses, and we're not going to get to do the trips and all these things we had planned for retirement. It's gone. We don't get that. And for some reason, that's what God has for us, and it's okay. We'll make it. I don't know. I imagine this tornado. And a tornado comes and it whirls around and you see things being sucked up in there, and that's how I felt. I felt like I had been sucked up into this big whirlwind, and there was things flying all around me, and even hitting me, and I didn't know what to grab onto. I had no idea what I could grab onto and hold onto. There was nothing until I got to that support group meeting. Everybody started talking, and they said, my husband has dementia, my wife has dementia, my mom has dementia, Alzheimer's. vascular dementia, naming all these dementias. This is what they're done. This is what they do. And I'm listening, and I can't believe it all. Just sitting there, and then it comes around to me, and it's my turn to talk. Well, I couldn't hold my composure, and I'm not like those beautiful criers. My face puckers up, it does, and my throat squeezes shut, and my voice squeaks out. And I squeaked out. I managed to say, my husband has dementia, and I don't know what to do. I want you guys to know that every single one of those people enveloped me. They have helped me so much, and I don't know what I would do without them. I went to the Alzheimer's Association, and I met Denise, and I met Jenny, and Faye, and everybody, and they, do you know what they did for me? They took my hand, they held my hand, and they haven't let go for 7 years now. And I know they won't let go, not until I'm ready. And for that, I'm so grateful. I had so much to say, but now I can't see because I'm crying. I could not make it, and I know, thank you, many other people who could not make it without the Alzheimer's Association. They have everything I need. Denise took me in her office and she said, we've got this, that, and the other, and this is all, we're here for you. She's cheering me on. She's saying, you're going to make it. You're going to make it. I didn't know how, but I knew she was telling me the truth. I could make it. And they gave me all the resources that I needed for these 7 years. Now I want to tell you what you're doing tonight is helping us. It helps me, it helps my husband, it helps Al, it helps Marta, it helps that next person that walks into that support group meeting and can't speak. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. Thank you guys so much. Now, I've never been to this event, but I hear there's some paddles that are going to start waving. So please get your paddles ready. And let's knock this thing out, okay?
I think the key word here is courage, that she found the courage to get up here and share that story with us. And so I think you realize the importance of what we're doing here tonight. And so if you can help us out, can you turn off that spotlight and turn on some other lights? Because I have to see them. They don't need to see me, I need to see them.